Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Mythic Legion's Brontus, the Arena Troll from Four Horsemen Design. That's right, the Mythic Legion's line has been a pretty amazing line of highly detailed 7-inch action figures, all in this great fantasy setting. And one of the things that's been so cool is that the Horsemen are really branching out by giving us some of these larger creatures like Brontus here, the Arena Troll, who is this massive Cyclops. So let's check him out. As you can see, he just comes in this really large window box here. It fully showcases the figure within, and all the way around the box there's just some beautiful artwork that fits right in the theme of the Mythic Legion's line. But let's go ahead and get this guy pulled out of that window box and get a good look at him. This dude is massive. Just check him out standing here. Let me bring in the tape measure, just so you can see that the figure stands right at about 11 inches tall. Now, it is worth noting that the way they made this guy, he is definitely slouched over. So you can see his legs are kind of bent, they're just stuck in this position, and he's definitely hunched over. So if he were standing up even taller than that, he would definitely hit that full 12-inch mark. But as it is, with his hunched over status, he is right at 11 inches tall, and the dude is big and chunky. I mean, just look at this dude. Now, he does have a good weight to him. His body here is kind of hollowed out, so it's still lightweight. That way, he's not too heavy for his own good. He's not collapsing under his own articulation, which is nice, but he's definitely very heavy down here on the legs. And the arms actually still have some pretty good weight to him because they're very long and very chunky, but he feels like a nice, solid figure. He definitely doesn't feel cheap by any means at all. Just a beautifully done figure as well. Let's look at some of the sculpted details here. The sculpt and paint are amazing, and they are perfectly on par with everything we've seen from the Mythic Legion's line so far. You can see all the amazing detailing worked into this very scaly skin, with these big kind of ugly scales or blemishes here on his back, the little cracks in the skin, with all this great wash here that really brings it out. And you can see the tone kind of gets lighter here on his chest and everything. And just look at that face. That is just an amazing face sculpt. The eye is beautifully painted, and it's got this great gloss on there, so you can see the way it shines above everything else. Also, look at the gloss that they put inside the nostrils as well as on the lips, making it look almost like he's got a snotty nose with some saliva kind of sitting the drool on the lips. I love that. It's just a beautiful little touch. You can really see the way it's shining under the studio lights here. It really just adds to the overall details. Coming down and looking at the lower portion of the figure here, I love the way they even kind of sculpted his big belly like hanging over his belt here. But he's got this awesome belt, this metal belt, and then he's got this great kind of fur piece on the loincloth. Look at that. They use the real fur there with some other kind of pieces underneath that, like kind of some faux leather there. But the fur is awesome looking and just really adds to the overall design of this guy. He is a beautifully done piece. Just looks very big and very menacing, and would totally fit right on your shelf with some of those other bigger monster toys that you might already have in your collection. Definitely kind of reminds me of something like in Humanoids, getting Big Tendril and Metlar and stuff like that. It's pretty cool seeing this guy, just a really big, awesome monster figure. He is articulated as well. Now, he's not like super articulated, but he's pretty well articulated for a big guy. Basically, you can turn the head just kind of left and right. He basically just kind of cocks his head there. You can slightly move it up and down, but you can see it doesn't get a huge range of motion. He does have some ball-like joints at the shoulders. The arms don't come out too far, but they're those really tight ratchet joints. So you can really kind of hear him clicking there, which is really good. So you should be able to get him to hold a pose pretty great. You can also move the arms forwards and backwards. You got swivels at the elbow as well as bends, and you can hear again, nice ratchet joints in there. You can also swivel the wrists. And then as I showed you, the legs basically are just going to move up and down there at the thighs, but we can kind of rotate the feet around a little bit as well with those big old wretched toes there. So it's a decent amount of articulation. You're not going to get a ton out of him, but it is still enough that you can get a little bit of a variety in his poses, and that will kind of play into some of his accessories. So first of all, he's got this massive thing. Look at this thing. Look at this thing in my hand. His big crazy weapon. I love it because it's made of a tree trunk. You see that? Got this big tree trunk there. It's beautifully painted and detailed. Look at that. So awesome. Got some nice metal on there. And then he's got this big skull of probably another troll of some sort. Boom. Just right there on the end of the spike. Now, just like a lot of the weapons in Mythic Legions, this does appear to be modular, so it can come apart. So you could probably interchange these pieces with weapons from some of the other big trolls, because this isn't the only big troll character that the Horsemen have done in this line. I will say I wish that these fit together a little bit tighter, like the smaller weapons, because it is a bit loose as a result, so it's pretty easy to pull it apart. But it's not too bad, and it's not like it's falling down or anything like that, and it's a very cool looking weapon. Now, it's so big, once you get it posed in his hand, luckily he does have those, like those ratchet joints, so like he can hold it up pretty good, but it does throw his balance off a little bit. It's hard to keep him standing while he's holding that. So probably most of the time, while you've got him displayed, he's going to be holding it just like this. That way he still stays perfectly balanced on your shelf. And the last little accessory he comes with is this metal chain, this very cool copper chain. Look at that. And this is really cool because it's got a little loop in it, which we can loop around his head there. And it's almost like a chain that you can use, I don't know, maybe to capture the guy or lead him into battle. Maybe he's a pet for one of your characters. Maybe he's been captured. So, you know, if you want to put one of your Mythic Legions figures in here and have him hold on to the chain, it's a pretty cool effect, as if he's leading him into battle. And by the way, I mean, you can really see the scale there. When you're standing this guy alongside your standard 7-inch Mythic Legions, you can see just how big this figure is. So there you go, a look at this massive troll from the Mythic Legions line from Four Horsemen Design. I am a huge fan of the line. I love that they're doing big, giant beasts like this. He feels just as well made with the nice quality paint deco and sculpt, just like the smaller figures. And if you've got the space for something this big, he's definitely worth checking out. Now, like all of the Mythic Legions figures, they are offered by pre-order only. So this is a figure that I pre-ordered and was already shipped to me. But you can check out storehorseman.com. They have a selection of new figures that are available for pre-order right now, and it's always good to kind of keep an eye there for them releasing new figures like these big trolls here. So definitely check it out. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, my friends.